I've been wonderful, Seth.
That's good.
What's up, guys? Welcome to Keep It Real Montel. I'm here with Seth Jerzak. He majors in athletic training.
What's up, guys?
Introduce yourself, Seth.
I'm Seth Jerzak. I go to Penn West University with Montel over here. And
Can't believe they changed it. Can't believe they changed it on us.
I don't like it either. I hate it. They should have kept it Cal U.
No wonder I left.
I was already in there for so long. I'm like, might as well.
Just stay.
Might as well just write it out.
Just stay. Well, look, Seth. One of the few questions I got for you today is, we're going to dive into your story, like who you are as a person, your life lessons, and all that. And one of the first questions I got is, like, what is it about you that everyone that listens to this, what is it about you that we need to know?
I'm a very simple guy. I'm one of those people that's like, leave your ego at the door. I try not to be like the center of attention or anything. I don't like attention. I'm very simple. Keep it real. And that's how I do it.
That's how you do. I like that. Now, you keep it simple. Now, have you ever came across people that, along the way in your journey, that are over the top and has kind of influenced you to be that way and make you want to change? Or have you stayed the same throughout your whole journey?
I've stayed the same for the most part of the journey, but like there's certain times like it taught me to be a little bit more in certain instances. There's just times you gotta have more excitement to it. You gotta have energy. Mm-hmm. Like otherwise I'm just very like quiet, reserved. Mm-hmm. Normally
I peeped that in psychology class.
I don't like being called on. I'm just like, okay, I'm just gonna sit right here.
Mm-hmm.
Please don't call me.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I do it.
Mm-hmm.
And if I get called on, I get the deer in headlight eyes, and I'm like, oh shit.
Yep.
But
profanity's allowed on the show too. So your childhood, let's get into that. Like, what was life like for you growing up?
Oh, it was very nice. I had a very loving family. I didn't get into too much trouble. I've had a normal childhood. I got into drums at a young age. Music really influenced me from a very early age in my life. First, I started with guitar. I'm like, guitar wasn't my thing so much. And then I found drumming, and I would just beat the hell out of the couch on the side. I just beat the hell out of the arm with. I didn't even have drumsticks. I had like these little, like the little pool sets, the little pool sets. Yep. And then you had the little sticks that came with it. So I would just sit there and I'd just be beating the crap out of the couch.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's how I found drumming. And then I got a drum kit, and then all throughout middle school, actually, 5th grade, middle school. And then all throughout high school, I drummed. I still played it now.
Mm-hmm.
Haven't played in a little while. I've just been busy. But music was a big part of my life. Very influential from where I go. And it's still a big part of my life now.
Mm-hmm. And along the way, you talked about how music is a big part of your life. Is it still a part of your life today as you've gotten older?
Mm-hmm.
And you've maintained that consistency throughout?
It is my meditation besides the gym.
Do you write? Because as you can see, I got a journal here.
Yes.
Do you write? Do you journal, or you're more of pump that iron?
Iron.
That's my therapy.
Or go into like my own little place, just listen to music, and then I'm good.
You're good. Awesome. And along the way, was there any like life lessons that you took while growing up that made you who you are today?
I try to listen more and not try to jump the gun on things. I like to attack problems instead of just like take a step back and think.
Mm-hmm.
I still do it today.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good question. I'm trying to think of what else I've learned. Be kind to people, Don't be a jerk. You're not better than anyone else. We're all the same.
Mm-hmm.
We're all made equally here.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, some people are going to be better at other things than others.
Mm-hmm.
But you just have to find what you're good at. Stick with it.
Absolutely, because I feel like when you say you attack each day, that's how I am. I feel like it is necessary to attack every day as if you have a mission. I started reading Can't Hurt Me back in like November, December, like around November, December, and I'm on, written by David Goggins. I'm on his second book, never finished. And one of the things I've learned is you have to attack every single day as if it's your last, because it really can be.
Mm-hmm.
Because nothing in this world is guaranteed.
Yes.
Nothing in this world is promised to you. And I like the fact that you attack every day and you make sure you go for it. You go for it and you know, like, this is what has to be done. This is what I got to do, and I'm going to get it by any means necessary. Now, has that always been your mentality, though? Because, you growing up, you probably was, I don't even know how you were, but some kids might be introverted when they're young. When they get older, they become extroverted because they're around people. Peer pressure is real. Influence is real. Social media in front of the face. Or they're really extroverted or dealt with trauma or different things that has changed them. Have you always been that let's attack every day type person? Or did you learn that and build into that?
So, I'm an introvert, but I try to come out of my shell a little bit, because whenever you get comfortable, it's not a good thing. You get complacent. You don't go anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
So I try to come out of my shell a little bit and try to cherish each day, because I know it's not promised to anybody. It's not. So I just try to sit back, relax, not take things too seriously, but I try to get what I need to do done, and just try to take care of myself and people that I care about. That's how I do it. Other than that, really nothing else.
And what do you got going on? I know you still study athletic training at Cal. What else do you do? What else do you do besides the schooling?
Okay, so I like to go to the gym a lot. It's not my entire personality, but it's another form of meditation for me that I use. I'm not huge on going to parties. I mean,
hey man,
if I ever go to one, I'll go to one, but I'm not a drinker. I don't like to drink. I don't smoke. I've never smoked before in my life.
You don't gotta smoke or drink, people. It's okay. No. You can be high off adrenaline of life, but keep going.
You honestly, I'm gonna say this. You ever had a weightlifting high?
All the time.
Your brain just doesn't even function anymore. It's one of the best highs ever, people.
It's one of the best highs.
I suggest you try a weightlifting high.
Yeah, that pre-workout. If you took pre-workout.
No, I just lift with my own anger and aggression. So.
Oh yeah, you're just different. You're different. No, well,
I don't even lift with headphones in. I just go in there and I just.
Oh, that's different. I need that. I need that type of energy. Because
it takes a while to kind of
get used to.
Yeah. I've worked out with headphones before and it kind of just threw me off.
You're distracted.
Now I just kind of there's music playing in the gym, but normally it's pop music at my gym or rap. No, I'm okay with rap, but I need heavy metal, angry music. But normally I just lift to my own inner thoughts. That's how if there's no metal music, that's
you just go with your inner thoughts.
Yeah.
I honestly can agree with that because I can listen to music, but when my AirPods will fall out, it's like that
off a little bit, huh?
It's like that. You ever seen that sound where the voices and then you pick up weights and everything stops?
Yeah.
The moment that AirPod slips out my ear, it's like everything just stops. My thoughts just stop, and I'm locked in, and that's somehow you said that because I really feel that music. You don't need music.
No,
you don't, because I trained before without music.
It helps though.
It does. But I think the real weapon is the mind, because if you're able to tap into the deep crevices of your mind, you will really find some fucked up shit. That shit that pisses you off, that shit that really makes you angry, you have to use it as fuel. I think too many people, if you can agree, too many people use their negative situations and they complain about it. And let's call it like it is. Men bitch about it. Yes, men. Y'all bitch about it.
Everyone whines about their.
Everybody whines about their problems. What do you think about that? People that especially the men. This is for the men.
Everyone's got their own issues. I try to don't shut anyone off. I feel like guys do have a thing where they don't feel secure in talking about their problems. Now I do it too. I don't like talking about my problems, but I've been kind of opening up a little bit more of what bothers me. I've been saying what's on my mind more.
You're saying it.
It's honestly important for both sides, because here's the thing. Say you're in a relationship with someone and then one side is feeling neglected, they don't feel secure in themselves, and then you're just shutting them off.
For no reason. And I did that.
Both sides do it at certain points.
Both sides do it. I can honestly admit, and this is real to me. a real man is going to admit when they're wrong. Like, in my personal opinion, that's what I did with my last relationship. I would neglect being connected with my own emotions. And I would play victim when, in reality, they just want me to talk.
Yeah.
They just want to understand, why do I feel the way I feel? And I would go on this blame game like, man, they just don't get it. They. And then I realized, when I became single, I left the relationship because I needed to really unpack this baggage.
Yes.
And I feel like that is true. A lot of men, we don't know how to take emotional accountability.
Yeah.
We don't know how to take accountability, but emotional accountability, where we take accountability for how we feel, why we feel that way, what made us feel that way. I think too many times we run away.
Yeah.
Like with the same men, I used to do it. They'd be like, man, I'm accountable, responsible. The same men turn around, put their tails between their legs, and will run away from their emotional availability.
I always said what like bugged me. I wouldn't go in like depth with my problems. I would try to like avoid conflict as much as I could. I didn't want to start no problems. I would try to address it as nice as possible, because I'm like, you don't know what someone else is going through.
Absolutely.
You don't. Someone else could be going through way worse.
Absolutely.
And I just try to be considerate, take it easy, don't come off as a hard ass, no need for that. Just don't be a jerk. That's how I kind of go about it. Just don't be a jerk. Just be kind. Now, there are moments where there's going to be a time where you're going to have to stand up to jerks.
Absolutely. You're going to have to do it at some point.
And not just saying physically, like, you're going to have to verbally check some people.
Mm-hmm.
And not like, you have to do it in like a, I don't want to, like, don't do it in a rude way.
I would
like,
say
there's a professional way of doing things.
Absolutely.
And a calm way, like, professional and calm. That's what I'm trying to, like, that's what I'm trying to master at this point.
Yeah. Like, is to like be able to be open professionally,
Yes.
but also be calm.
Mm-hmm.
But I would also say being direct.
Yes.
Because in my this is my thinking. You can agree or disagree.
Yeah.
You are going to offend people. You're going to offend people, no matter what you say, no matter what you do. So I think the rudeness, I wouldn't even say try not to be rude. Because no matter what you say, it's not about what you say, it's how you say it. Your tone is going to be everything. Absolutely. And I think interpretation, like if someone were to say, man, you just don't get it. It's not about what they said, it's about how I took it. And I think that's where, I think I'm going to be real, I think men, because this show's aimed for the men and the women, but mainly the men. We're soft. We don't know how to be, we want to be good men instead of being great at being a man. There's a difference.
Yes.
What do you think is the difference between them two sayings? Being a good man versus being great at being a man, or being a great man, being great at being a man.
So,
take your time.
I like the way you phrase that. I feel like you kind of need both, because I feel like a man is someone who should take accountability for his actions, admit when he's wrong, and he should be able to handle problems, take care of problems. Also, but be able to be sensitive, open up.
Yes,
you need both worlds, okay? You can't just be... Now, there are people that are just one-sided. But honestly, the way I see it, you need both.
Absolutely.
It's like working out. You need weights and you need cardio. Otherwise...
You're just going to be either a meathead or a runner.
I mean, there's meatheads that do cardio, but...
No offense to the meatheads.
No.
Don't be soft.
We just contradicted ourselves right there.
We definitely did. We definitely did. So
honestly, if people they're going to take offense to it, just, that's fine. That's my opinion. I'm entitled to mine. You're entitled to yours. Don't let it bother you.
Yeah. Don't take it personal. I think that's what men do. I think we take things personal.
Just because I don't agree with something that you do
doesn't
mean I can't be like, hey man, we're cool still.
Yeah. Exact. That's the problem, man. I think, and I've learned this. When I say you be a good man, is being great at a man is your accountability. You're responsible. Yeah. You understand your assertiveness, but you also have to be a great man. Like, you have to understand who you are as a person, not just a man. Because if you're not able to tap into, because let's be real, masculinity, femininity, we as men, we have feminine sides too. That does not make us sensitive or weak. That makes us stronger, because if you're not able to have the emotional intelligence to understand your own emotions, you're not going to be able to understand another person's emotions, let alone yourself. It's like, it's like it's like carrying baggage. If you can't carry your baggage, your own baggage, but you expect to carry someone else's baggage, it's not going to work. What do you think about that?
You do have to figure yourself out first before you take on anybody else's problems. That's another thing with people today. There's people, I do this,
I've done it.
I'm guilty of this, I try to fix my problems and everyone else's. It's not your responsibility to fix other people's problems.
You can't play Superman.
You can't. I mean, if you can help someone down the road, do it. But there's a point where you need to look after yourself.
And that's not selfish.
Before you can help someone else, you need to figure out what you're doing. And like that goes with like relationships as well. You can't get into a relationship until you know who you are.
Exactly.
And that's a big thing with a lot of young people today. We're young people, and then there's younger people in high school. They don't know who they are. They're like, I'm in love. No, you're not.
No, you're not. I learned that. Listen, I love the fact we brought relationships. I'm gonna be real. Don't care who likes it. I've spent my time building the other person, making them see what I see, and I would lose who I am. So now it's like, okay, I had to take a step back. I left my last relationship honestly because I needed to really understand who is Montel, who am I as a person, as a man, because you people don't realize this. You can lose yourself in that person. It ain't even that. It ain't no one gotta do nothing to you. You can literally lose yourself in that person. Like I've seen it. Men, women, there's no gender with this. You can literally love someone, care about them so much, believe in them so much where you don't even believe in yourself fully. And I think...
It takes a toll on your mental state.
It takes a toll on your mental state. And that's how I would say, and I don't blame no one for it, because I took accountability. I needed to work on my emotional state. I needed to work on my mental health. I needed to work on all these things. Me. Yes, I should have let her help me. At the same time, that was on me. I contradicted myself because I knew she was trying to help me, but in the back of my mind, I'm like, oh,
you didn't know how to open up, though.
Didn't know how to open up because I think that, I didn't grow up like this, but I think because I'm so numb to people leaving this earth. I went to my first repass at 7. I'm so numb to people leaving, coming in my life and leaving.
Yes.
It's like opening up is kind of like was a lost cause, where now it's like you gotta be vulnerable because little do you know, your vulnerability can actually help, if not save, somebody's life.
You're not wrong. You were not wrong. It's very hard for me to open up to people. I don't trust easy.
I don't give nothing. I don't give out. I don't give no more. I used to give a lot. I'm a giver, but now and I've noticed people will get upset because I don't give no more like I used to.
Yes.
It's not that I did change.
You changed for the better.
I changed for the better. Like I'm not gonna give because at the same time,
there needs to be a boundary.
Yeah. When would you give it to me? But other than that, why would you not stop me and say, hey, are you really focusing on I've met some people that's done that, and I think that it's very important to really focus on you. It sounds cliche, man, but you have to. It's vital. Do you think it's vital for us men to self-improve? Because I think it's vital. I think it's priority.
Honestly, you can't even just say that's just for the guys. It's for everybody. Yeah. Everybody needs to self-improve. I do. I'm not happy with myself. I always look in the mirror constantly. Now, this is body dysmorphia talk. I don't like what I see. Now, of course, what other people see...
You're being honest, though.
Other people see something different. Exactly. Me, I'm very hard on myself. I want more and more.
And more?
The first day you start lifting is the biggest you're ever going to feel. Or look. To yourself. After that, it goes down. And then you're like, it's never enough.
No, it's not.
It's an addiction.
It's more. Mm-hmm. It's worse. I remember when I started lifting, I'm not going to lie to you, the past few months, it's became like...
Mm-hmm. It's obsession.
I haven't missed a beat. Today's the 26th. I haven't missed a day at the gym. It's not like that. It's just like, I want more.
Yes. And
people think, this misconception with me being obsessed with the gym, I'm going to tell you guys, I'm not obsessed with the gym. I'm obsessed with the process. That is what... Huh?
And the gym. You gotta have both. Like,
yeah. But people think I'm just obsessed about the gym. No, I think about business. I think about life. I think about my relationships. I think about me being the greatest human being, being the hardest motherfucker alive. Like, I'm obsessed with being the greatest version of myself in the gym. Because at the same time, no matter what people say, it matters.
Yes.
It matters for everybody, but I'm speaking like for
guys,
men,
100%.
It matters. How you look matters. Your shape matters. Your face, your skincare matters.
Look good, feel good, play good.
Do you think for men that everything matters for us, and why do you think that way?
If everything matters for us, I mean, I definitely like try to live by look good, feel good, play good. I try not to be a slob. Now, there's just times you're like, you're not gonna look 100%. Like, you're gonna be at home.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna be on the couch. You're gonna be
at the crib. Yeah, you're at the crib.
You're gonna be eating some potato chips. I mean,
snacking on pizza. I've done it. Whole box, 2 boxes. Yep.
You've eaten two whole pizzas?
I've eaten 2 boxes of pizza, and I lost weight
in
too.
one sitting, or is it like in a day?
Honestly, Domino's. I ate like 2 boxes of pizza in like a sitting. Like the little Domino's, man. Yeah, Domino's pizza. Domino's.
And you weigh 170 right now, and you lost weight from it.
Actually, yeah. I've been doing cardio, man. I was 170, and now I'm like 160. I went to my appointment. She said I'm 165. I couldn't believe it. I was upset. I was like, come on, girl.
I was upset.
I was sick. I was salty. I'm like, yo, I'm 170, job.
Now, were you dieting for like a strict diet for a while, or?
I mean, I'm not.
Before you did that?
Before I lost weight.
Like, were you dieting pretty, like, a strict, you weren't swaying from your diet? Like, you're eating
I wasn't swaying at all.
And then you had the pizza.
This is like before, though, but I've been doing cardio, though. I've been really, like, I'm talking 30 minutes, 45 minutes, and because of my body frame, the weight I'm going to maintain is probably 165 to 170. Easy. But
I wonder what you would look like at 180, 190.
A dog. I would look like a beast. But you said about for men, if everything matters for us, do you think everything matters for women too?
Oh, 100%. Listen, both sides, everyone thinks, here's the thing, like, I saw this one post on Instagram one time. Right now, at this age, we think everybody's thinking about what we're doing. We think everyone's thinking about us. Then there's like a certain point where you learn to just not care.
And you're like, everyone... Not give a fuck.
In that way, yeah. You just learn to be like, no one's really thinking about you. They were thinking about themselves the entire time.
Oh, of course.
Everyone's caught up in their own situation.
We all are.
And we all worry about, oh, they're looking at me. They're looking at me. They're not
really worried about you, B. They don't give it. They don't care. In my perspective, they don't give a shit.
Unless they think you're extremely good looking, you know?
Yeah. Unless you're a narcissist and you have confidence. I have confidence, but I'm not a narcissist.
I'm working on confidence. I'm getting it.
I have a lot of... You knew this from club.
You were always extremely confident.
Very.
You were able to talk to people super easily.
Easy.
You're
just like this. Nope.
I'm just like, okay, take it or leave it. It's kind of how I am.
But hey.
Works for me.
Mm-hmm. But like, I would say the biggest thing I've realized... Relationships. Yep.
Simultaneously signed.
Simultaneously signed. Oh God. Okay. Yeah. See how we gotta adjust the seat because we know what it's. Now I won't. You mind me sharing the story about how we was at the gym and you said
Was it about mine or
yours when you said you go on your Snapchat and you look for that significant person to watch your story?
Everyone's done that.
I've done it.
Everyone's done it.
I've done it. Each and every one of them exes. I'll be like, look at him. Did you watch that? Because this is my personal.
She'd be one of the first. Like they'd be one of the first ones to watch it.
Now here's my analogy. I watched this guy on YouTube. His name's Steph is Cold. He talks about alpha male and beta male. Okay. And one of his analogies is someone said, "Why? Where's the God in you?" And he said, "Isn't God revengeful? Isn't that why we're all here?" Meaning, like he went on to say, with a warm heart comes a cold one. You have a cold one. With a cold heart has a warm. You have the warm. With a loving heart, you have a revengeful heart. And my main point is, revenge, in my opinion, when I listened to him, he said revenge is success. Do you honestly agree with that?
Yes.
Not revenge as you getting your lick back.
No.
Revenge like as in you are going to show them every reason why they shouldn't have done what they did, why they fucked up. It's basically like they're gonna basically witness your movie. Mm-hmm. Do you agree with that analogy I just yes. said? Because I believe it. Like I feel like without a warm heart, I have a warm, loving heart. I honestly do.
I can tell.
But I am cold. I'm cold.
I think I'm the same way. I'm just.
It's like because when you've been through so much, my heart just slowly. It ain't like it just people like no. This is when I started when I was 7. Little darts being thrown. passing away, little darts, heartbreak. To the point where, honestly, when my cousin passed away 3 years ago, it could shiver. I have no problem admitting that on this part. When my cousin passed away 3 years ago, and then I was in a relationship, cold-hearted 101. But what do you think about that? Revenge is your success. Like, when you get revenge, it is your success. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, success is the perfect form of revenge. Not getting even, rising above. Don't lower yourself to their level. Like, they hurt you, okay? I know you want to hurt them. You want them to feel the same pain that they inflicted upon you.
We all been there.
It's not worth doing.
It's not worth doing.
You're going to sit there and you're going to think, man, at first that kind of felt nice, but now I'm just like...
It's like that instant gratification.
It's... Like, the
you'll feel bad. Like
instant gratification, like short-term pleasure, it's what it is, short-term.
It's not going to last.
It doesn't last.
It's like beating your meat, fellas. Don't be doing that. I'm gonna say it. Don't be doing it, fellas. Your right hand, righty tighty, lefty loosey ain't gonna get you right like the way Cheyenne and Shanae will get you right.
Also, like the whole hookup culture today. Now, here's the thing,
fellas.
It's
just people. Period. Actually, the fact. Go ahead.
We can all say all men.
Oh, we lust.
We lust. You do. It's just how it goes.
It's in our nature.
Now, the fact you act on it or not is what separates the men from the boys.
Exactly. You said it. Separates the men from the boys. Look at the camera and tell them.
It separates the men from the boys.
Don't think
I've made the same mistakes. You want to talk to the girls. You want to be nice to them.
You want to chase them.
That's the thing with chasing. What does chasing do?
It's like a cat.
Pushes them farther away. What is it?
You just gotta let them come to you.
Yourself.
You gotta let them come to you.
When they sit there and be like, "Oh, he's not chasing me," not even being rude. You're just like you're focusing on yourself, and girls like that. They find that attractive.
Ready for this? Attention is their currency. Women want you to chase them. Women want you to validate them. Women want you to give them attention. It's facts.
Mm-hmm.
It's facts. It's facts. It's fact.
There are some girls that are very different.
But their nature, though, in their nature, this is saying, who she is when she is single is who she is. It's in women's nature. Women, period, are nurturers. They love attention. They want it to. I don't care what girl says. I don't care. Yes, you do, because you wouldn't be watching my story. Yes, you wouldn't be liking my picture. Yo, I don't care about attention. You wouldn't be commenting. I don't care about attention. You wouldn't be asking about me. Want to do this or that. No names, but just in general. But go on.
Go on?
Yeah.
Huh. I do agree. It's just human nature. You want attention. I feel like
men, we want attention.
Yeah. You want to feel loved by that certain someone.
But you want to feel good.
You do. You want to feel appreciated. You want to feel loved. You want to. Here's the thing. I'm a guy. We're men here. Okay. Well, not the complete version yet. We're working on ourselves here.
Absolutely.
But
we're young men.
You want to feel safe in someone's arms. Like you want to feel protected. Even though you are the protector,
you want to feel.
You want to feel loved. You want to feel.
You want to have that somebody that got
and
you.
Not even like your family member. That's a different kind of love. That's unconditional right there. But you mean like someone that doesn't know you, that you met as a stranger, and then it just built upon itself. Like you met them, then you become friends, and then all of a sudden, boom, you start dating.
Mm-hmm.
Like something like, you know what I'm talking about.
Absolutely. Well, I would say this.
Can't believe I've been talking for almost a half hour here.
Oh, really?
20 minutes.
Almost 30 minutes. Look at that. But I would say, because that's what happens when you're having fun. You just don't realize the time. But I would say, for relationships, man,
stay single now.
Build yourself. If you want to name names, you can. But no. out of all the relationships you've had, was there one that because they say in this life you fall in love. You have 3 loves. The first one is the young one.
Yep.
That second one is the one
that's gonna mess
hurts.
you up.
And that's what I'm
going through the second one right now.
Is the unexpected one. So I would say this: out of all the relationships, which one is the one that hurt the most?
The one that
and you learned. Well, answer this first question. Which one hurt the most?
The one that I just got out, the second one. Because I spent the most amount of time with this one,
How
and
long?
you
How long?
developed. We were like it was over 2 years,
Whew.
and we were literally best friends, a best friend couple, and we grew apart, and that's what I didn't want to accept it at the time, but eventually now I kind of sit here and I look back. I'm like, it didn't have anything to do with me. What happened? Sparks die, okay? It doesn't feel the same anymore after a certain amount of time. You grow apart. You're just, it doesn't. You don't get along the same. It changes,
Mm-hmm.
and we're still young, in our early 20s.
Absolutely.
And I kind of feel like I'm like early 20s is where you should be building yourself anyway, not focusing on relationships so much. It kind of taught me that. I'm like, because I'm going into grad school soon, got to finish up school. I don't have time to be focusing on relationships, focusing on someone else.
Because you got to focus on you.
I gotta focus on putting myself together first, and this is what it taught me. I'm like, I've been neglecting myself a little bit, and she's like, and here's the thing, no dirt on her, love her, I still love her. I can't say anything bad about her. Can't do it, but it taught me to focus on myself.
Absolutely.
It was. Honestly, I think it was a sign from God. Focus on yourself.
It's probably and I can agree. It was the hardest pill you had to swallow.
Oh,
because not only you cared about her, you saw so much with y'all.
We grew together.
And it's like, and then like when you realize that it's really not about that person or you, no matter what went on, it's just you gotta grow yourself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You can't, like, yes, you can find that person you're with, but if you do not feel that you are truly growing and you're reaching your potential with that person, you have to leave. It's not personal. It's personal to you, not personal with them.
Yeah, just like you said, she didn't want to hurt me, and I never wanted to hurt her. Absolutely. It was gonna hurt either way you went about it, and like she was scared to tell me about it. I try to be understanding. Mm. Like, I'm that person, just rip it off like a Band-Aid. That's how I do it. But I understand she didn't want to talk about it, and that's fine. I get it. She was trying not to hurt me. But there's a certain point where you can't hold it because it's going to cause more problems for you. It's going to hurt them too, but it's going to cause more problems for you holding that back, thinking like, I am withholding this information.
Say that again for the men. For people, actually, for people. I keep saying men.
Just say, for everybody. If you're feeling different about something, like it's not the same as it was before, talk about it. There's so many problems that can be avoided just by talking
about it.
Yes. Some people aren't good with their inner emotions. Me, I was a little bit more in touch with my emotions. Like she was very like, she doesn't hang out that much. She worked. She was a worker. She was focusing on herself. And it taught me, I'm like, I need to be doing the same thing. It taught me, I'm like, okay, maybe I was getting a little too focusing.
Comfortable.
Yes, I settled. Because I thought that's what I wanted and everything. But now I realize, I'm like, it wasn't as perfect as it... Well, nothing's ever going to be perfect. But it wasn't the way things should be.
Rainbows.
It definitely taught me a lesson. Now, another thing is, in life, don't ever go backwards. Go forwards. I hear all these stories of like, you may eventually find some, like, grow together one day. Like, it may reignite. That's very rare.
Very rare.
That is very rare.
Like, it would have to, like, it's really rare that you could find that person again.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people don't really change.
It happens.
A lot of people don't change. Like, really, really. So, like, you finding that, like, you reconnecting with them is, like...
It can happen.
It's, like, it's possible, but it's, like...
It's going to take a lot of work. It's going to take
a lot of work because you basically have to restart with that person. It's a complete reset.
Yeah.
You have to start from the ground up. There's no resuming. You can't go back. See, ask the question to me, though. Because my relationship was longer.
Okay, how bad did it hurt for you? Like, what did you learn from this relationship?
This past one. It was this past one. I'm not gonna name it. I was known her for 5 years.
Been her for 5 years.
Been
That's
together,
that's longer. I know mine for about like 3 or 4.
I'll put it like this. And she will probably hear this. I never told her. But along the way, I lost myself. To me, the lesson I learned was you are your top priority. You can't put someone else above you. Mm-hmm. It sounds harsh, but it's the truth. What I mean,
until you like put yourself and figure who you are.
Yeah, like
out and everything.
Like along the way, I slowly was losing myself. Mm-hmm. And now that I'm single, it's more of like I knew I was hurting her. She was hurting me. The whole point. Both of you. The whole point is your feelings ain't the only one that's hurt, sis. Mm-hmm. My feelings is hurt too. Like, I care about you, you care about me, but my feelings is hurt too. My feelings matter too.
Absolutely.
So, like, for me, splitting that off, it was more of like, I don't want to hurt you no more, but also in my mind, I'm like, I'm hurting myself. Mm-hmm. Because I don't know who I really am. And that's what happened. Like, we broke up, and I cut my hair.
New you.
I just cut my hair. I wanted to restart, and I really found I became really in touch with myself. I'm really open now. I'm willing to be vulnerable. I'm not a tough guy.
It changes you.
And the lesson I would say I learned is just, no matter what, I'm gonna always care for her. Always gonna be there. Always gonna love. I'm always gonna love her.
No matter how bad things really ended,
you're never gonna stop.
You can't
just put a Band-Aid over that and say, oh, it's done. Oh, that.
You still care about them, even though you may not quite be so happy with them. You don't want to see harm come their way. And
when they call you, you're gonna
wish them the best and farewell.
Mm-hmm. I learned a lot of key things. I learned to focus on myself. I learned that no matter what, you have to show up for you. You have to show up for yourself. Yes, I'm a giver. Yes, I'm always there for people, but I gotta be there for Montel. You want to be Superman for everybody else. You want to be Bat. You want to be Superman, Black Panther. You want to put on a cape. You want to fly out to them, but you ain't flying out to yourself. That was the biggest lesson I learned. It was hard. It was really hard. But I had pep talks. I had conversations with myself. I journaled. I took deep inventory. Dug deep. You have to dig deep. And I realized, I'm not going to blame nobody. I got to show up for myself. And that's what I am doing. That's what I'm doing. Because clearly, I'll tell you this. It was meant to be because of what I've done after. I got a new car. Yeah. You know what I mean? I started this podcast. I got into fitness even more. I started my fitness channel. I started doing all these different things that I wasn't even doing when I was with this person. Not that they was holding me back. I was holding myself back. So it's like I'm free of my own prison, in a sense.
That's a good way of putting it.
Because it's not them holding you back.
No.
You chose to be in that relationship.
You're right.
So you can't blame them. You are the one that was holding your back. You was the one that wasn't showing up. You was the one who wanted to just go in a corner and, I don't want to. No. Neglecting yourself like an idiot. You was willing to do that. That was your choice. I'd accept that. Like, reading David Goggins' book, I became really, cutthroat with myself. Mm-hmm. You fucking chose that. You chose to do that. You chose to be a little bitch, to go in the corner, and not work on yourself. When I say bitch, I'm aiming it towards the guys. You just don't want to work on yourself. You want to be fucking lazy. You don't want to fucking improve. You don't want to put in no work. You just want to go in the corner and wait for mommy and daddy to come out and save you. They're not going to save you, buddy.
No.
They're just not.
We've all been there.
They're just not. Men, women, children, they're not going to save you. You have to save yourself.
Sorry, I was clearing my throat.
Oh, no, you're all good.
But no, I've done the same thing. Like, you just sit there in your little hovel. You're just thinking.
Blaming yourself.
The first, I'm not going to lie. The first first months were hard.
Terrible. Been there.
I'm just sitting there. I'm blaming myself for it. And then all of a sudden it hits me. It has nothing to do with me. Clearly, it's just not meant to be. If it is, it comes back. I don't, like I said, I try not to go backwards. I try to go forwards. But very rarely, if it does, it was meant for me. Mm-hmm. But I'm trying to just keep forward right now. So, focusing on myself.
I like that. Do you think, so down the line, you think it is going backwards if you were to get back with that person? Because think about it. Like, what if y'all both?
I know
Because
too
who are
much
you to say?
I know too much to say never.
Who are you to say like what if like? Because I'm not listen. I'm just looking at it from this angle. I'm playing kind of devil's advocate. Your guys are much older.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just take it at surface value. You changed, she changed. Is that really going back, or is that moving forward? Because you've done things on your path. It's not linear either.
I mean, I guess that can be considered moving forwards if they actually changed and are like, hey, I didn't realize what I had. And then, like, you sit there and you both kind of go back and you're like, I guess I could have been more here, better at this.
But on both sides, not just one side.
No. And a breakup is not just one. You both mess up. Now, someone's going to mess up a little bit more than the other.
But at the end of the day, y'all both messed up.
You both.
Yeah. Anybody who did it more is both. Y'all both messed up.
Both of you
can be mistakes.
Both of you can be rude and terrible jerks to each other.
Mm-hmm.
But realizing and apologizing for it is where the real kind of growth happens. Not saying you have to get back together, but the kind of just squashing it and putting it behind you forever.
Mm-hmm. And
if that makes sense to you.
Yeah, it makes sense because you're like.
Sometimes I don't make sense to myself, so that's why I like sit there and I go.
Oh no, you make sense because basically you're saying like being able to forgive but not forget and move forward. Adjust, like you're able to accept, adjust, and move forward.
Yeah.
You're able to make a pivot in your life, and I think that's vital. I really feel like nothing is by coincidence. I feel like everything that's happened to me, everything that's happened, I've done. Everything, hurt, good, bad, in between. It's all happened. Excuse me. It's all happened for me to grow.
Every person you meet in your life, guys. Well, people. Every person you meet, there is a certain lesson
that's going to be learned out of it.
God brings people into your life for a certain purpose, and if you keep trying to hold on to them, He will allow that person to hurt you,
and He will allow them to leave. He will allow them to leave,
and that's only to push you to where you are actually meant to go.
Exactly. Because and here's the thing, I think this takes a deeper meaning. See, God will, it's like chess. Mm-hmm. God will place pawns in front of you to test you to see if these pawns are either going to keep you on the right track, or He's putting them pawns in there where He wants you to go left. He knows He can send you right, but He's putting you to left because He just wants to see. He's testing you. And I think I love this conversation because I compare life to chess. It's strategic and it's all about execution. Your emotions is not in play. Because when you make certain moves, in my personal opinion, when you make certain moves, when you strategize and execute and you're planning, do you really have an emotional thought when you're making plans for your life? Really think of, because life's really not, if you think about it, life is like chess. It's all about strategy and execution. It's all about execution and strategy, because when you make decisions, when you're too emotional, you're irrational. You take emotion out. You're calm, cool, collected. You're stoic. You're thinking rational. You're thinking with logic. Yeah. So in my mind, emotion has nothing to do with your strategy or you strategizing or you executing. Because
I like the way you put that.
Because when you think too much with your emotions lie to you. Mm-hmm. Because if you want to get out of bed, say your alarm goes off at 5, your body will say, "Let's sleep in." The moment you're running late, what are you going to do? You get out of bed. Mm-hmm. You got somewhere to be. Your emotions just lie to you. Or you say you take it off from the gym. This is a prime example of why life is not too emotional. Life's not really emotional. When you say you want to take a day off, what do you most likely do?
You're lazy. Today
you go to the gym.
Today.
No, what I'm saying, like if you were to sit up there and say, talk to yourself, man, Seth, man, I don't want to go. Fuck is you talking about, bro? We're going. You go.
I do that.
Your emotions will lie to you, man.
Today I kind of. Now don't crucify me for this one, but today I did skip leg day. Don't skip leg day, guys.
You skipped leg day?
I had chemistry homework. I had a buttload of homework, so it wasn't like I was doing nothing.
Seth, you skipped leg day.
Seth, I don't normally skip leg day.
Seth, you skipped leg day.
Today I did.
Are you doing leg day tomorrow, Seth? How your leg day tomorrow, Seth? That's hell for you if you go. You should, yeah.
Tomorrow's shoulder day.
No. You're not getting out of this, Seth. You skip leg day. You skip
this one time.
Leg day. It doesn't matter. You skip leg day. Seth,
No, you're right.
You skip leg day.
I did.
So yeah, you're doing legs tomorrow?
I'll probably incorporate it in there. I'm gonna do it.
You skip leg day. I'm done with you now. Skip leg day. I can't believe you.
I'm sorry, Montel.
I'm just playing. I'm just messing with you. But no,
I knew you were. I'm just like, oh, okay.
But where were we at? Oh yeah. But I just think life is about execution. I heard a saying. It's about accountability, execution, and perspective.
Mm-hmm.
Accountability. You have to take responsibility for your own actions.
100%.
It's on you. Perspective. It's all about how you think. Don't worry about what other people think. It's all about how you think, how your mind works.
Mm-hmm.
And accountability and execution. You don't worry about the first step. Just take the first step, because the first step is the hardest step, no matter what you do. That's the 3 words I go by, or discipline, consistency, and commitment. Discipline, you do it when you don't feel like it. Commitment, I heard this saying from Inky Johnson. Commitment, this is commitment. In the mood that you set your commitment in, when that mood changes, that is commitment when you follow through. And consistency, you show up every day. No matter if it's in the gym, your job, life, business, relationship, you show up every day for yourself, and then because at the end of the day, if you're gonna take the gym serious, you need to take everything serious in life.
Mm-hmm.
And it needs to translate. Like, I think, in my mind, I feel like the gym has, I learned one key thing in the gym. That the way I work in the gym, that same effort and energy, I go even harder in everything else. Because to me, if you go in the gym and you slack off, to me, that just tells me you slack off in life. It's a fact, because first impressions matter. I don't care who you are. Your first impressions matter. It matters. Because we already are wired that we have a prejudgment assumption of who we think you are and what we think you're capable of. We all do.
Everyone judges.
We all critique. We're all, you could be doing it. I've set a point.
Yeah.
Don't give a fuck, fella. Don't give a fuck, people. Just don't care. What I'm saying is, my whole point is just, do you think that in taking the gym serious, or one aspect of your life serious, do you think it automatically translate over, or you have to put it into everything else?
I think it definitely helps to translate over, but there are going to be moments you're going to have to kick yourself in the rear. Like, there's going to be moments where you're just going to lack motivation.
Absolutely.
You need to sometimes just force yourself to do it.
I don't believe
it definitely helps. It definitely, like, going to the gym and all that definitely helps. Like, being consistent and being, what's the word?
You don't want to do it too much, though.
Dedicated to something.
Yeah.
Disciplined. Being disciplined and all that definitely helps turn over into life. That 100%.
Okay. Absolutely. I mean, I feel like I'm obsessed with the process, though. I really am, because nothing's guaranteed.
No.
None of us are supposed to even be here. Let's call it like it is. None of us are some special human beings with these special gifts and talents.
Yeah.
What separates the ordinary from the extraordinary is the people that do extra. I did say we because I view myself as an extraordinary person. I'm willing to do the things that 99% of people won't do. I get up every day at 3 o'clock in the morning. Every single day. I don't have to. You don't have to. You don't have to do none of this. You don't have to take care of your skin. You don't have to work a job. You don't have to do none of it. You don't have to do anything in life. You're not obligated, actually. You don't owe anybody nothing. But you owe yourself.
100%.
Do you agree with that statement that I just said? Or is there anything else that you would like to add into that?
No,
I feel like everything matters.
100%.
Like the people period, and for everybody, everything matters. But I also think as men, everything matters. Because
every decision you make,
everything matters. Like your face matters, your parents matters, how you treat yourself. Because if you treat yourself a top priority, others will see that and treat you as such. If you treat yourself like a fucking bum, like a slob, you are going to be treated like a slob.
Pretty
you
much.
have to treat yourself. It's called self-respect. For those that don't know, it's called self-respect. For all you fuckers that's not taking care of yourselves, it's called self-respect. Don't give me no self-love shit. It's called self-respect. You having boundaries and you having standards.
This is true. Another thing that I think is a problem with it, everyone's been getting too comfortable with things.
That is right.
Like,
comfortability.
here's the thing.
Killer.
I try not to get comfortable with myself.
Mm-hmm.
Because, like, that's where you become complacent, like I said earlier. You don't grow from it. You don't progress.
Mm-hmm.
You stay the same. And what fun is staying the same?
Nothing.
There's no fun at all.
There's no fun in it. It's like you're either gonna improve, you're either gonna grind forward and improve, grind backwards and get worse, or you're gonna stay stuck and stay the same and complain. I choose to improve. I would say this right now. I'm gonna ask you a question. Compared to then and now, this is one of the last few questions I got for you. Compared to then and now, what is something that you have learned from then to now? Like, what is something that you learned from the past, and what have you learned from right now in the present that's really helped you become who you are in this moment?
All right.
If that makes sense.
So,
and it was kind of like awful.
I'm gonna try
Want me to elaborate
get the gist.
more?
No, I'm gonna get the gist. I got what you were saying.
Copy.
What I've learned is to, well, one, you gotta focus on yourself at certain points. Don't get comfortable. Work on yourself. You want something, you have to work for it. Everyone gets lazy. I'll admit, I've been lazy at certain points. We've all been there.
We've all been there.
I understand certain things come up and all that, but sometimes you just need to be like, okay, after this, I'm going to go do this. I am tired, but I got to do it. So that's one thing I've learned, becoming very disciplined. I'm like, I got to do it. So otherwise, I'm not going to.
Absolutely.
Another thing is just try not to get overly angry with things. Try not to let things bother you as much. It's going to happen still, but try not to sweat the small stuff. Don't sweat the haters. They're watching for a reason.
They are. Absolutely, they are. I love them.
Whether you love me or hate me, you watch. So
I saw that. That
was probably one of the coldest things I've ever heard.
I saw it on the bowling guy. Bowling champion. Whether you love me or hate, you still watch. You're watching now.
He bowled a strike after that.
Yep. And then second to last question. If you had little boy Seth right here, what would you tell him? What would you tell him? You know, because what would you tell him? What would you tell little boy Seth that was looking at Seth as he is now? What would you tell that little boy?
Oh,
that's a good one.
That is a good one. I would tell myself. I would just be like, don't worry. You're gonna go through. It's gonna be okay. It's gonna work out. Don't stress it. It happens for a reason. There's always a purpose behind something. It's gonna work out.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I would tell him. I'm like, you gotta work hard though.
You gotta put in the work.
There's gonna be certain. I'm like sitting there. I'm like, man, I kind of slacked off at certain points.
Put in the work.
I'm gonna be like, no, you can't just be. You can't be a slack ass at certain points. So you gotta work for it.
You gotta put in the work. And then I'll say my last question, probably the most personal one.
Okay.
Trying to think how I want to word this for you. It's personal. It's really personal.
Very curious now.
It's deep. It's cutting deep here.
Okay.
How would you want to be remembered?
Huh.
And how would you want to be remembered? And what is it that you would tell everybody that's watching this? What advice, what tips, what would you tell people that's going through struggling or going through mental health or going through anything like that? Like, let's get real vulnerable here. What would you say to someone watching right now? When they watch this, what would you tell that young boy, that young girl, or that young person that's watching this, or even people that's in their 40s? What would you tell them to keep them in the game?
It's gonna get better. It's gonna get better. Just don't lose sight of what your goal is, okay? It's gonna get tested. We all go through tests. God will legitimately sit there and he'll test you if you still even want that goal.
That's a fact.
But it's gonna be all right. That's what I would say. Stick it out. People don't like you for who you are. If it's like something if that's bothering your mental health, or if it's something else, if you don't like yourself, look in the mirror. Look how far you've come at something. Say 5 things that you like about yourself. Now I don't do the I don't say what I like about myself. I just sit there and I look back at my progress.
And you just acknowledge that.
Where I used to be at.
You acknowledge
and where
that.
I came to now.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sitting there, I'm like, man, I would have flipped my SHIT on this a while ago. Now I'm just like, okay, I'm just going to take it.
Come on.
I'm growing up. I'm getting old.
Rapid fire. Now, last thing, rapid fire. Is there any questions that you want to ask me? Or the same question?
Okay.
Any question?
Actually, yeah, the one that we just talked about, what would you say to people going through mental health? I'll think of another one. I'll ask you. We're getting personal.
I love you and I'm proud of you.
That's a good one.
Because I want you to realize that me looking at you, I'm looking at you because I need you to understand that there is something awesome and amazing about you. And I want you to take a long look in that mirror. I want you to dig deep, dig very deep, dig personal to the things that like everything. Dig deep. Think about what you've been through, all the things that was shitty, that sucked, and think about the feeling that you had when you overcame it. Awesome. Hold on to that, grasp it, feel it, and every time you go through something negative, I want you to think of that feeling of how it felt when you overcame that, and to never let it go. Grab a hold on life and just say, it's mine for the taking, and I'm going to be phenomenal, extraordinary. Great is media. You're awesome. You're amazing. You're phenomenal. You're marvelous. You will be okay because I believe in you. That's my message. My message for the people.
That's a good one. What else do I want to ask? I was more prepared, with how I was going to respond. I wasn't prepared for...
Yeah, you're good.
This is good.
You get personal too. You can have whatever you want. I'm an open book, man.
Man, this is hard.
No, you're good. Now you're the hostess.
Oh, jeez.
Many things you was ever curious about because we went to school together. Anything at all that you're curious about, you're just like, man, how did you do, or what you wonder, or whatever, man. I'm an open book, man.
What was your first impression of me? What was your first judgment? You can be brutally honest.
Honestly, I'm gonna be brutally honest. I thought you was a tough guy. Because you got a mean mug look.
Really?
Yeah, I thought you was tough guy,
Everyone
mean
says
mug.
I'm a sweetheart.
That got. But I also could see you have that generosity, that realness about you, that you don't judge people. You
try not to.
I see that. I would say you are a loving person. You want the greatest for people. You might not even think that, but you want that for other people. And when I first met you, I just knew he's a cool dude. And I knew I knew eventually I would want to have a real heart-to-heart, man-to-man conversation with this person to dive deep into who he is. Because I might see you at school. I don't know you from that. Mm-hmm. Now it's there's a different level of respect that you've earned from me, because this is peeling back layers of who you are as a human being.
I think we're this same kind of person in a lot of ways. You're a very loving person.
Absolutely, yeah.
Then you're trying to focus on yourself. You want nothing but the best for that person. You're kind, genuine. Ball of energy, I'll give you that.
Hella energy.
When I first met you, whenever we were sitting in psychology class, I'm he's able to talk to anybody in the room.
Absolutely.
Without even knowing him.
Command the room, too. Yeah.
He did do that.
He
did do that.
Because you got it, man. I would just say, man, the thing about that question I just asked you, if I had a chance, if I had Montel here, the young me, I would just say, man, if you would have imagined as big as your personality was, as big as your imagination was then, where you would be at now, you made it. You know,
Mm-hmm.
because I lost a lot of people along the way. Like I just turned 22. My cousin didn't make it to 22. He passed when he was 21. And I would just say, like, man, I made it. Like, I've always seen my success when I was young. I always seen it. I just grabbed a hold of it. I want more though, but I would just say that to the younger myself, like, I'm proud of you because you've been through a lot. If someone were to sit down and interview you and you hear your story, it's like no other. It's rare. It's rare, in that you came a long way and you got more ways to go.
Yeah, I can't agree more. So
yeah, man. Is that all you got for me? Nothing else? Before we end it? I know you got something, man. You're thinking hard, too. He's thinking deep.
honestly, can't think of anything. Oh, a little gym question for you. How much harder, like, did you step it up whenever you got out of your relationship? Like, how much harder did you...
How much harder?
How much harder did you push yourself? I'll tell you how much harder I pushed myself.
Harder, easily. No offense to the relationship. Harder, easily.
It changes you.
Heartbreak can be a bitch, or heartbreak can be your best friend. I chose to be the savage and make him my best friend. I chose to take.
It's gonna be both.
Yeah, it's gonna be both. But I chose to be the savage and use all the messages as my lock screen for the first 6 months as my motivation, replaying voicemails. I'm really sounding really off, but it's all right. Yeah, that's how hard I went. I'm talking about I screenshotted all my messages, all the paragraphs I sent, all the paragraphs she sent, voicemails. I would replay it I made it as my alarm. That's how you know. I'm not even lying. Every wake 3 o'clock in the morning.
That just sounds like you just tortured yourself to diamond under pressure.
Yeah, 3 o'clock in the morning. Her voicemail come on. Facts. She don't know this. She might watch it. She don't know. Yeah. It was the point where I would be listening to the songs I put her on at the gym. Like you ever heard of Giveon, the R&B artist? Heartbreak Anniversary?
If I probably heard it, I probably remember it.
So basically,
I'm more of like a hard rock, heavy metal guy.
So basically, I'll be listening to him, who's R&B type of heartbreak, at my gym, literally at the gym. It would be like that. Juice WRLD on replay. It was like that. Like I'm talking, I would dig deep in the crevice of my mind. Of course, of course I went harder when I was out of a relationship. Because honestly, I wasn't even in fitness when I was in a relationship. I didn't get into fitness till really getting into it till when I left. Oh, I hope it didn't end. Did it end?
Which camera? Was it that one over there?
That one. Not that one. Thank God. I'll just say this real quick. When I was in a relationship, I was just training for just athletics.
Well, you were into fitness still.
Yeah.
You were a physically fit person.
Yeah, but...
It was for a sport, though. I understand. Now it's more of a lifestyle.
But the drive was like...
Yeah.
Let's say it like it is, man. My revenge was not on her. It was on everybody that did me wrong or I've even done wrong. My revenge and torture was I'm going to make myself the coldest motherfucker. I'm going to make myself the hardest motherfucker. I'm going to destroy the old me and become a fucking savage. Because I think savage is a compliment. Savage is a person who, no matter what the odds are, defies them. David Goggins says that. And I've adopted that philosophy. Why I went harder. Why I went harder is because, listen, I needed to go harder. It's a fact. Mm-hmm. If I wasn't going harder with the person, any of my relationships, I wasn't going that hard. Now I'm going harder because I'm out of a relationship. It's a fact. I needed to be single because I needed to go harder for myself. They wasn't going to do it for me. They can't step in these Air Force Ones for me. I got to do this myself.
100%. It's better to be a monster and learn how to control it than just be some little turd on the sidewalk over there. Just
you getting stepped on?
Yeah.
Exactly. Don't be the turd to get stepped on. But honestly, Seth, thank you, man, for joining the show, man. I'm really glad you came on.
I appreciate it.
Guys, don't forget to like and comment and subscribe to the channel at Montel Official. This was a phenomenal interview, man. Anything you wanna tell anybody?
Stick with it, guys.
Stick with it.
That's all I gotta say.
My guy, Seth, man. Great to have you on the show, man.
Thank you, man.
New episode dropping soon. We out! Oh, wow. It didn't stop. Hey, yo. That was great. Oh, shoot. We still on. Hey, yeah.